one person in the world that's ever helped me. Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
What?
You gotta be
Kidding me in here! I see the look in your eye. Let me explain a few things. You look great. But obviously, Mother Nature has not been too kind to me. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
It is time once again for an Easter egg breakdown of Batman: The Adventures Continue. We are on the penultimate chapter of this series. After this, there's only one release left, and much to our surprise, this time we got the return of Mr. Wing, the greatest character to ever have graced the DC animated universe. So stick around as we comb through every page of BTAC chapter 13. And hey, if you haven't seen all the other breakdowns we've done of the previous chapters, they're all in the playlist linked below or at that little thing that appeared above my skin shell just now. You'll get that rip snorter of a joke if you have been keeping up. And subscribe so you can make sure you don't miss out on our video on the final chapter, as well as a bunch of other Adventures Continue adjacent content that we're going to be pumping out once this thing is finally over and we have a full picture to unravel. Thus ends my opening spiel, transitioning into Correction Speedrun, people pointing out our mistakes, by the eyes of Dark Elmo, Wily Wyvern, Joseph McAfee, and the great Richard Mon12. One of the Joker henchmen from last issue bears a striking resemblance to Pennywise, the evil clown-looking entity from Stephen King's It, or at least the 2017/2019 movie version. But that particular costume also looks a lot like one worn by Cesar Romero's Joker in The Joker is Wild, episode 5 of the first season of the 1966 Adam West Batman show. At least, that's what I think Beastwinger and Stu3R24 are trying to tell me. Both of these other clowns' masks kind of look like the Dark Knight opening scene Joker disguise, which was itself a callback to this 60s Batman episode. Let's just say all these guys are hodgepodges of fictional clowns and leave it at that. According to Firefox and Jas Leduc, Joker's car could be a reference to the smiley-faced Joker-mobile unlocked by 100%ing Batman Arkham Knight, or the stylized Joker-faced Joker-mobile from the BTAS episode Joker's Wild, or the literally Joker's face on a car Joker-mobile from Batman number 37. You know, no, there are way too many Joker cars in DC canon. It's just another Joker car. It's just a Joker car, whatever. Harley not agreeing with Jason's torture also happened in the Batman White Knight continuity, thanks to Zeng DeFil and Shudu M for pointing that one out. Jason Todd wearing a Batman costume and also dragging an unconscious Tim Drake could be references to the 2009 3-issue miniseries Batman Battle for the Cowl, or at least so think Jonathan Elvey, Bansal, and... oh... God, I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna try, that would not end well. And lastly, Phantom Observer reminds me that Batman has also apologized to various characters across the episodes Heart of Ice, His Silicon Soul, and I Am the Knight, but only the latter is really an actual apology for any wrongdoing of his own. Still, when has Batman ever apologized? On several occasions. Welcome to Nitpick Avenue, Mr. Dini. This is a nice place. I'ma live here. 1. This is one of the best covers yet, drawn by Becky Cloonan, one of Ted's favorite artists, who you may know from her recent contribution to the Wedding event in Tom King's Batman run, or City of Owls back in the Scott Snyder days. Batman's belt here has the new Batman Adventures pockets, but the buckle is a Justice League pocket turned sideways. He's got what looks to be a Batman Begins style batarang on the end of his line, and hey, another instance of John Trumbull's bat rope pose, kind of. 2. Looks like Batgirl's discovered the feather from Legacies of the DCAU number 0. Nah, but really all I wanted to say about this page is I like it. 3. Jason calls Leslie Tompkins grandma here, while he called her mom back in one of the chapter 11 flashbacks. But she's only aged like, what, 4 years? 5 maybe? Jason, we can't all be infinitely youthful Tim Drake. Show some respect. Jason's also seen here picking a lock, something of a running gag that is not commonly seen from his Under the Red Hood voice actor Jensen Ackles on Supernatural, who much prefers kicking doors down instead. I'm 96.2% sure this was not intentionally referential, but I calls him as I sees him. 4.
I know your voice.
Man, I wish we did. I don't know whether to read Jason in my head as Jensen Ackles or Kevin Conroy.
I forgot how much fun Gotham can be.
Or maybe he sounds just like Kevin Conroy. That would explain his Batman impression last issue. What is Jason even stealing? Lazarus Pit bile? Liquid kryptonite? Is Superman inside Tim Drake? And Jason did get dental work as we predicted, but he doesn't want Leslie to see his face? Why? We've seen it a few times already. It's not even mildly gross. All he's got are no eyebrows and a small scar that repeatedly switches sides of his face. And even if it was gross, Leslie's a doctor. Does he not think she can handle it? Maybe it's like a calendar girl thing where Jason thinks he's hideous, but there's really nothing to hide. Or he's wearing a human skin face mask under his other mask.
Oh my God! What's wrong with your face?
5. Calling Leslie a crime doctor is obviously a nod to her BTAS episode Paging the Crime Doctor. And Band-Aid and Bactine are both brand names. Did they have to pay for using those in this comic? Oh, Maddie says they literally mention James Bond in chapter 6. You literally mentioned James Bond in chapter 6. Even old mom / grandma Leslie Tompkins has a smartphone these days in the never-ending sliding timeline that is or isn't Batman the Animated Series. Did you know the first touchscreen phone came out in 1992, the same year that the Batman cartoon did? But the technology wasn't mainstream until 2007 with the first iPhone. When are we gonna get the BTAS re-release where the VHS tapes have all been changed to 4K 3D Blu-rays? But hey, at least the clinic has the right name now. Or wait, they combined the names? You couldn't see the top of this sign before. Was the Thomas Wayne part always there, or is this another thing we did?
The world may never know.
7. Alfred is now Hush. LOL.
Just once, I'd like someone to believe that.
8. The Batmobile is driving down the ramp, probably pretty dang close to where Andrea hid that locket at the end of Mask of the Phantasm. Does Bruce still store it there? Maybe alongside the Watchman button. It's where he keeps all his round yellow objects. Every single one of them. There's negative space between panels here that forms a big white arrow. Guess that's where Nightwing is. We've got the same no man's land map of Gotham here we saw in chapter 1, though this time it's a lot clearer and we can read a decent amount of locations on it. Though we've only seen Batman catch Jason on satellite images once in this series, the Bat computer shows 8 instances, which appear to be near Mortimer Avenue, likely named after 1940s Batman comic artist and Batboat co-creator Win Mortimer. Giella Gardens, after Silver Age DC inker Joe Giella. Names, and also the name of the GCPD detective who was assigned to the Wayne murder case in Batman Adventures Volume 2, number 17. The east end of Finger River, of course named after Batman co-creator Bill Finger. The west end of Grant Park, probably after ventriloquist and Victor Zsasz creator Alan Grant, or Grant Morrison. The Central Police Department, Old Gotham, within spitting distance of the clock tower no less, and these last two that are kind of ambiguously near the Old Gotham / Chinatown-ish region. The one time we did see Batman looking at satellite photos of Jason was after Jason witnessed the explosion at the Museum of Natural History, which is located in the Lower East Side in the Zack Snyder universe, and in Chinatown in the DC Universe Online video game. So I have no idea where it is in the DCAU, but I can bet you stopped caring about the map several sentences ago. You realize whatever happens, this can't end well. Weird how they'd write Alfred dialogue talking about Batman the Adventures Continue, huh? 9. Alfred apparently also said this early bird gets the worm line to Jason, and presumably Tim, all the time. Maybe it started with Dick Grayson? He said it so often we've never heard it before. Psst. Hey, Monica, the symbol on the back of Jason's jacket is red. I know the last time you wanted to color something red, it turned out to be silver, but this one actually is red, so if you could go back and change that, that would be just fantastic. 10. So Jason changed Tim's clothes while he was knocked out, huh? And he changed out of the bat suit and into his Red Hood costume. So there was a moment where they were both, like, kind of naked in the sewer together. This is a very Saw-style situation that Jason's put Tim in. Saw 5 even had an almost identical water trap. Tim, you just have to shove a pen into your throat, Tim. It's revealed near the end of this chapter that this location is an old hideout of Killer Crocs. It's the hideout we saw in the TNBA episode Love is a Croc, except now it's missing all the furniture and stuff that used to be there, and Ty seems to have mirror flipped it. The stairs are on the other side. Also, are we supposed to believe Jason knows of this place because of his prior involvement with Killer Croc? Did Croc have this hideout for that long? In his first appearance, Vendetta, his hideout was just a little cave thing. And in the episode Bane, he's just in a random sewer to escape Batman and Robin. In Love is a Croc, Batman and Batgirl are searching for Croc's sewer lair for several days. So if he'd had it before this, wouldn't they already know where it is? We'll come back to this near the end because the Killer Croc conundrums do not stop there. Howdy, Database. This actually isn't gonna be a Patreon party this time, nor will it be any other product I've talked to you about before. Every couple days we get emails that automatically filter into our junk folder. A variety of sponsorship opportunities that range from video games no one will ever play, to services that already exist in a better form, to stuff that just plain looks like a robot wrote it. Not the hyper-intelligent government fugitive kind, like the malfunctioning Batmite kind. The kind that are sent out to anybody with a pulse with no actual interest in you personally as a creator. One of these that came up recently I almost dismissed as quickly as the rest, until I saw the good old postscript. I'm a big fan of DC myself. Your channel is awesome. That is 100% more effort than any of these sponsor emails ever do, so I took a look. And hey, it's these dope-ass wallets I've seen advertised on other YouTube channels. Ekster is a brand of smart wallets, which allow you to slip this nice little tracking device in, which you can then ping on your phone in case you lose your wallet, which happens to me more often than I would like to say. The tracker is solar powered, so you don't ever have to charge it, and you barely even notice it's there. Not only that, but these wallets are just really nice. The leather is very sleek, they look great, they're thinner than the Joker's neck. I don't feel like I look ridiculous carrying this thing around in my pocket. My last wallet was huge, filled to the brim with way too much stuff. I carried a brick around. This wallet is barely thicker than my phone, and I can carry all the necessary stuff. Debit cards, grocery store membership cards, cash, my ID, DCAU soundtracks, all the essentials. But probably the coolest part to me is this. It's got this neat little trigger thing that shoots out whatever cards you put in here, displaying them in a nice little fanned out manner where you can easily grab the one you need. And it somehow keeps them snug enough inside that they don't burst out all over the place. Watch. Nope. Ekster wallets come in a handful of different shapes and colors depending on your personal style, and they also sell stuff like laptop sleeves and phone cases so you can match all your daily accessories. I actually really love this wallet. I've been using it for a few weeks now and it's pretty awesome. Plus I can just keep doing this over and over again like one of those fidget things. I will mention real quick, they didn't tell me to say any of this. All they required is that I put a link to the product in the description and mention it somewhere in the video. But this thing kicks ass. If you would like one of these, pick one up by clicking the Ekster promo link below. I'd say it out loud, but it's kind of just a bunch of letters and numbers and stuff. And then just browse around the website for which wallet you want, and then buy one so we get a little bit of commission. That's how it works. Thanks for letting me blab to you about Ekster, and thank you, Ekster, for my new big boy wallet. Now back to other me, who's gonna keep telling you about Batman stuff. Click the link or Tim drowns! 11. Joker calls Penguin an old friend, which seems odd to me since, besides this rather tense game of poker they shared in Almost Got Him, their only on-screen appearances together were in The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, where they fought over a videotape, a couple of dream sequences, which weren't real, and Joker's Millions, where they only seemed to be getting along because Joker was rich at the time. They also interacted in the recent Paul Dini penned Harley Loves Joker comic, where Penguin called Joker and Harley idiotic clowns. Yeah, they seem like great buddies to me. Joker also says Harley Quinn is currently hanging out with Poison Ivy, so perhaps this is concurrent with the Batman Harley and Ivy comic, or the Gotham Girls animated web series, or the Hard as Nails episode of Static Shock, or the... Oh, Maddie just says LOL to all that, so I guess he's cooking up the timeline backstage. I'll just leave that alone for now. Harley said she and Joker should see other people, which Joker relays right as he's staring over at Straight Man. Further allusions to the sexual tensions between these two. He's also hoping to hit the road with the guy and sharpen their act. Kind of creepy, really, since we find out in a second that Joker performed brain surgery on Straight Man. I guess he turned him into his own personal 12. Mr. Wing! Does he just live in that small hallway? Guess he's also been demoted from wingman to subordinate. F's in the chat. Mr. Wing's origin is revealed. He was created at the hands of mad scientist Dr. Emil Dorian. Dorian first appeared in the BTAS episode Tiger Tiger, his only animated appearance. But he's shown back up a couple times in the pages of the DCAU tie-in comics, like The Batman Adventures number 21, cover dated June 1994, where he seemingly died in a laboratory fire alongside Man-Bat, Tigress, and the Werewolf. But since Man-Bat survived this, revealed in The Batman and Robin Adventures number 11, October 1996, it'd be easy enough to assume the others did too, as Dorian showed back up again in Harley Loves Joker a couple years ago, having spliced Star Labs animal researcher Gabriella Matthias into the Grisson. I think it's Grisson. Maddie said Grison in a different video, but I looked it up. I think it's Grisson. Yeah. Now Dorian is back for this comic, having spliced a dude with some kind of bird, Sam the Eagle, to create the one, the only, Mr. Wing. Not a dude in a bird costume after all. Really wanted that Scooby-Doo reveal. 13. As a similar horrific scientific origin revelation, we learned that Straight Man was originally going to be a government super soldier, one of those Captain White House guys.
I understood that reference.
Which also makes me wonder if there's a comic book within the DCAU about a hero named Captain White House. We've already seen Spider Power, I wouldn't put it past him. This is also a similar origin story to the World War II DC villain Captain Nazi, who we got a glimpse of in the opening of JLU's Patriot Act. And this whole scenario leads me to believe Straight Man might have loose ties to Cadmus. Joker says he was the Defense Department's loss on the next page, and it is Joker's MO to steal experimental metahumans from Big Brother to use as his new sidekicks, the Royal Flush King. But Joker performed brain surgery on Straight Man, and he didn't know which gas is the one that explodes?
I'm the Joker, baby!
14. Family Guy is canon now. Family Guy Funny Moments compilations are canon now. Joker's seemingly staring right at the reader as he says a pop culture reference, a fourth wall break as he is prone to doing. Family Guy debuted on Fox and eventually moved to Cartoon Network, a similar path to the one the DC Animated Universe took. Family Guy first aired on January 31st, 1999, and didn't have a chicken fight that Joker refers to until Season 2, Episode 3, Da Boom, on December 26th, 1999. But Joker refers to fights plural. The second chicken fight wasn't until Season 4, Episode 3, Blind Ambition, which aired on May 15th, 2005. If you'll recall, Justice League Unlimited ends in spring 2004. So this is now after JLU, or like 9/11, Family Guy happens differently in the DCAU.
Mrs. Griffin, what are your plans for cleaning up our environment?
9/11.
Oh, they ruined the punchline.
But with so many pop culture references in B-Tech so far, can we really say all of them happen differently? At what point do we just give in and say this comic isn't I'm getting ahead of myself? Joker almost exclusively makes 40s and 50s references. He had to go and make a 2000s one. 15. Here, the Joker, presumably purposely, mixes up famous comedy duos into a weird cocktail of names. Bud and Abbott and Hardy and Costello. Bud Abbott was the name of one half of Abbott and Costello, while Hardy probably comes from Laurel and Hardy. Both teams were active in the 40s and 50s. Maybe lay off the syrup a little there, Jack, my boy. Man, that's something they wouldn't have been able to get away with in the cartoons, though I guess this ain't grape juice Dick spills in Sub-Zero. Ooh, Big Mouth is canon now too! Oh, Maddie texted me again. It's just an angry face emoji. 16. Jason's use of tranquilizers is the third time these have been prominent in this comic series. The first being Batman's use of them on Bane in Chapter 1, and the second being the fast-acting sedative present on the blade of Deathstroke's sword. Are these trank darts here the same ones from Chapter 1? Jason stole other Batman stuff after all. When did he steal all this stuff though? Has he been sneaking in and out of the Batcave this whole time? He put the yellow batsuit in there.
Me? Yes, you couldn't be!
17. I love Jason's little Red Hood hand grenade. Has kind of a Spider-Man feel to it with all those stripes. Ty, is this another Hobgoblin reference? 18. Clearly Straight Man hasn't seen Sub-Zero, or else he'd know to roll out of the way of a chandelier made of ice. Joker must not weigh very much. Both Batman and Jason have been easily able to sling him over one shoulder. He weighs 192 pounds in mainstream DC canon, but even if the animated Gotham Police have Joker's weight archived, I certainly can't read these big gray blocks. What the hell, guys? Oh, in I Love to Read Batman number 15, it says he's 80 kilos. I don't want to do math. God damn it. A tiny bit over 176 pounds. It's the neck. He's missing like 50% of his neck. Tell Batman Red Hood was here. He'll know what it means by Justice League time, except it'll be a different Red Hood and have absolutely no connection to this one. 4 more pages to go. And 1 more ad for you to watch. Surely you can spot an old friend some cash. What am I asking for? A couple hundred thou? Chicken feed for a bird like you. "19. This building next to the Iceberg Lounge should be the Natural History Museum, right? So the Iceberg Lounge is also in maybe Chinatown? And it takes ladders to get up this iceberg? How do the sea lions normally get up there? Are they also Emil Dorian spliced sea lion people? God, that would be scary. You ever been up close and personal with a normal sea lion? Fuckers are not to be trifled with. 20. Yep. That's definitely water. This Batman-Penguin standoff reminds me of the comic book adaptation of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, where the flashback showed a little not-in-the-movie moment where Batman violently interrogates Penguin in the Iceberg Lounge for Tim Drake's location. Penguin felt the need to move Mr. Wing but didn't bother to clean up the feather evidence. Batman knows Mr. Wing exists. I'm sure he could tell the police, yeah, Penguin has an illegal giant bird monster living in the hallway back there. But then again, Penguin probably owns some of the police, as we see in Gotham Adventures number 7. What I'm saying is, all penguins are bastards. Wait, Batman is wearing his Justice League belt on this page? Are you f***ing kidding me? Ty is 100% trolling me at this point. 21. A back entrance to the Iceberg Lounge was also seen in Harley Quinn and Batman number 3, the prequel comic to the Batman and Harley Quinn movie that was written by Ty Templeton. This doesn't look like the exact same door here, but the Harley comic does refer to it as the back of the Iceberg Lounge. So I'm hoping Batman and Batgirl had to walk through a supervillain card game like, hey, are you girls Riddler goons or something? Because I've never seen you before ever at all. Batman says Jason attacked Killer Croc 4 years ago, which lines up with Jason's own account of 4 years time passing back in chapter 9. But in that flashback, Croc looks like he does in Batman the Animated Series, his gray, lumpy character design. And the flashback is presumably before the new Batman adventures, or at least the majority of it. Looking at you, Torch Song. Batman says Croc was wounded so badly he spent a year in Stonegate's hospital before being transferred to solitary, where he is now. This comic is no doubt supposed to be taking place after the new Batman adventures, right? So like, Killer Croc appeared several times in that show, in a different character design. How? Why? What? 22! Another It reference with Jason in the sewer drain like Pennywise, which may also be in reference to how the Joker was originally voiced by Tim Curry, who played Pennywise in the 1990 It TV miniseries. Wait! I got it. This is the timeline where Tim Curry did get the job. It branched off as early as the start of BTAS. Man, it took 2 darts to knock out Joker, but only 1 for Batman? Dude has spent his whole life immunizing himself against tons of toxins and poisons. I feel like if this was animated, Batman would have had a whole 30 seconds of wobbling about watching Jason through overlapping semi-transparent frames before finally falling unconscious.
I've never seen you this determined, Bats.
I guess this wasn't very important. Conclusion. Alright, well, I did enjoy this issue more than I have the last few. Was it because of Mr. Wing? It was probably because of Mr. Wing. I honestly wonder if he was always supposed to come back, or if us and DCAU Review memeing him so hard for weeks and weeks made this happen. And Paul, what's up with all the new splicers in DCAU lore? Mr. Wing, Grissom, I mean, we love them all, but how is splicing even a big deal by Batman Beyond? Nobody ought to give a crap in 40 years. Yeah, my roommate's a squid boy, we make it work. Are Harley's absence and Emil Dorian's presence supposed to be deliberate Harley Loves Joker references? Like, this is taking place after that? After Harley has started to show character growth past her relationship with the Joker? We've pinned down that comic to be roughly during Justice League, but that is based on the continuity of Harley Quinn's winter coat. And she and Joker are just fine again by wild cards. They do seem to be firmly broken up by Batman and Harley Quinn, which takes place between the last 2 seasons of JLU, and then they're back by Return of the Joker. I mean, I know
You'll always come back to me.
but damn. We need a whole video on Harley Quinn's history worry, don't we? It's kind of fascinating how they went the route of, look, we've been laying out killer croc clues and now they're paying off, when they've done nothing with the Cobra Firefly thing or the Slade Lex thing. I am super interested in those and will probably never know what's going on there. There's only one issue left. How in the world do you think they're gonna wrap all this up? The only hint we have is the Red Hood's plan against the Bat family comes to a head as he offers Batman a choice: kill the Joker or Robin dies. Wonder what he'll do. Jason said the meds he stole from Leslie Tompkins will be saving more lives than Leslie ever will. Does he mean by using them as tranquilizers, he'll save lives through his ultimate plans? Or will these unknown green chemicals have to do with something we haven't seen yet? Like maybe some sort of concoction that forces Batman to kill the Joker. Or become the Joker. Maybe this is Lazarus Pit juice, and Jason is gonna revive Nora Freeze and fix the timeline. But why would Leslie have that? I guess it's how she's kept the same character model for like a decade. I'm calling it now one of two things. Either Nightwing doesn't show up at all in the finale, or he does show up and brings with him Azrael, Superman, the Titans, Huntress, Batman Beyond, Hush, Lex's Plane. Honestly, I cannot wait for the final issue. Both because I'm stoked to see how it ends, and so I don't have to do any of these mind-melting Easter egg videos anymore. It'll be bittersweet, I can tell you that, but I'll save all the mushy stuff for next time. Patreon, the website where you help make these videos happen. These are the names of the Patreon supporters. Their continuing mission: to finance the Watchtower Database YouTube channel, to seek out dank behind-the-scenes content and new videos a day early than everyone else, to boldly give us money like no one has given us money before. If you want to see your name on this here list, go to patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower. There you'll find lots of stuff, like voting for upcoming videos, Ranthanagar Wars next week, baby, or join us Data Boys on live video calls, or a number of other rewards I don't have time to list. And new people from this week, you'll get your name said in the next Patreon party. I've had those wallets for like a month. I kind of needed to do that ad. Thanks to everyone who watched this. Thanks to everyone who hit like on this. Thanks to everyone who subscribed because of this. And if you didn't subscribe because of this, check out our channel for literally hundreds of other videos about the DC animated universe, with new videos every Sunday and sometimes random other days. And leave a comment below with what characters from BTAC you think deserve to be added to our channel banner artwork. I'm thinking at least Mr. Wing and Hush. Now go away, please.